Hi and welcome along to AFTV. We are here for the starting 11. You will see we're kind of on a different set today, right? I don't know. Let's call this the EFL set, the Carabao Cup set, yeah, because it's different to when we do the Premier League. But listen, we are here, looking forward to the game tonight. I'm very interested to see what the starting 11 is going to be. I think that I'm intrigued to see what the starting 11 is going to be because obviously Carabao Cup is not going to be top of the priorities for Mikel Arteta at the moment, especially with how well we're going in the league. We've got a massive game on Saturday night, because win that game, we go into the World Cup break on top of the league. Then also you've got to factor into it as well. There's players that now know they're going to be in the World Cup. Even the England players that have been selected for the World Cup, right? So say Ben White selected, right? And Ramsdale, they'll know. They probably know already. Yeah, today. They've probably been told that the announcement's coming tomorrow and you're in it, or you're out of the team. So, does Mikel Arteta risk those players? Because he might be saying to them, "Give me one big game, and then you go to the World Cup." So I presume that would be Saturday. So, do you risk players for this? Do you really go for this tournament, or do you just say to yourself, "You know what? We'll put a team out. If we win, we win, or if we don't, we don't." And Mikel Arteta did say actually yesterday he wants to win the tournament. He wants to win it. So what sort of team, let me start with you, Lee. What sort of team do you reckon he'll put out?
Well, hopefully it'll be a weakened side, but with the hope of going through. That's how I look at it. And if we do win, fantastic. If we don't, it ain't the end of the world. That's how I look at it. I really do. I'd be more disappointed if we don't beat Wolves, if I'll be honest. But I also think there is that little bit of feeling from the manager and the club. You can't throw away trophies. Trophies are very, very hard to get in any stage of the season. And so I think that when you're only going for 4 trophies, you've still got to give it a go. But with a bit of caution, I think same as like the Carabao Cup. Same with the Europa League. You haven't played that well, and it'd be really interesting today what sort of Brighton play out, because they've not got the same amount of games. If they put a full strength side out, then it might be a little bit difficult. I
think it's going to be interesting with Brighton, because I get the feeling as well that they will also rest a lot of players, because Brighton are doing really, really well in the Premier League. I think Brighton are in 6th place.
They're fantastic.
6th place in the league. They've got a game on Sunday, a day after. So, but they've got a game on Sunday. They're not used to this sort of position where they've got to play 2 games a week. So they might be looking at it and thinking, right, our squad's not as deep as Arsenal. We're going away. Do we want to be risking some of, a Trossard or somebody like that when we've got a massive game? I think if I remember rightly, they're playing on Sunday. Who they got? I think they've got Villa or somebody like that.
They've got Villa.
Yeah, will they want to risk that? I mean, what sort of team do you think they'll put out?
Well, I think I'm more intrigued about Brighton's team because of what you said, that they don't have that much squad depth. I think our squad depth
they've got Villa at home.
Yeah, that I think our squad depth is far deeper than theirs. But for them, this game has got to be more important than it is for us. So from memory, I can't remember the last time they ever got to Wembley. I think it was against Man United, wasn't it, in the FA Cup when they
I don't know.
Good memory in the 80s.
I think it was Mark.
That was Steve Foster.
Steve Foster was suspended for the first game, come back in a second. Do you remember? They lost 4-0, and those all Man United were singing "What a difference you have made."
So if
Steve Foster was like a proper old school centre back.
He had the headband. So I think if you're a Brighton fan, this game takes on a far greater importance than if you're an Arsenal fan. And I think if you look at the comments from the Brighton manager, he said he's going to treat this game in exactly the same way as a Premier League game.
So did Arteta say that, and I just don't believe him. I don't believe both of them.
Well, the difference is Arteta has a track record, and we kind of know, we can say that we're intrigued by the team, but I think we all know, and pretty much all of us could name at least 8 or 9 of our starting 11 tonight, because we've seen the pattern in the Europa League, whereas Brighton is going to be a far bigger unknown.
All right, I'm going to test you on that. I'm going to test you what you think the starting 11 is going to be, and we'll see if it turns out to be that. Big up to Canadian Goonie. He says, loved you on the overlap, Rob. Disappointed considering our form that you were being too nice to the Spurs and United fans. You could have rubbed it in more Sharoy would have. Yeah, I mean, I had to host it, so that's why I didn't get my usual.
Got to be impartial, wouldn't you?
You got to be a bit impartial, you know what I mean? And Pine Martin says, if Mitoma is playing for Brighton, Ben White needs to be careful at right back. He's a really tricky baller who shouldn't go unnoticed. Watch him. Okay, we look out for him. Let me ask you, Julian. Give me what you think the team is going to be tonight. Actually, before you do that, because I see a lot of people ask me about where can you watch the game. Cott says, how are you going to watch the game? Now, this is another mad thing. This game tonight is not being shown anywhere around the world, is what I understand, right? Unless somebody can tell me otherwise. We're still doing a watch along to it. We're going to be doing a watch along in a different style. So you make sure you check it out, right? We're in that watch along. You will get updates of everything happening in the game. So make sure you check the watch along out. But how ridiculous is it that a big club like Arsenal, they're not showing this game anywhere around the world? What's going on with this competition?
I think they done it last year, didn't they, as well? Like, it's a weird thing, like, you know, so probably like because they want people to attend the games and maybe, you know.
But then why?
Yeah, but it's a sellout anyway, and it's a cheap game.
Yeah, not
so
just
it's always going to be
the
a
Arsenal
sellout.
game, June. I'm saying other teams as well. I don't know.
No, but it's Arsenal. We're talking.
Yeah.
I'm not on about the other teams. I'm specifically talking about Arsenal. Big club like Arsenal, you can't watch this game anywhere. I've not seen
Is there
anywhere.
no pay-per-view?
There's nothing. So
They even did that for friendlies.
I don't understand why they didn't just say to Arsenal Football Club, here, you guys can show it. You know, like in the summer when Arsenal, you can even watch the friendlies. And you can't watch this game tonight. You can only watch the highlights. I don't understand it.
And it's not fair of people that can't get a ticket, and also the international fans as well. Like, I think it's a little bit unfair.
It's ridiculous. But anyway, what would your team be?
Okay, the reserve goalkeeper was back on the bench, wasn't he?
Yeah.
On Sunday, so for me he starts.
Yeah.
Turner then, yeah.
Turner. At right back, I would say Cedric.
Right.
Centre halves, Holding, and I'd probably go with. I'd go with the first choice ones. So I'd probably go with Gabriel.
Right.
Left back Tierney.
Yep.
And I'd probably make him captain. I would have the Brazilian boy Marquinhos.
What about your midfielder?
Yeah, I'd have El Neni.
Yeah.
I think he's got to start.
Yeah.
I'd have Vieira in there.
Yeah.
And I would have Lokonga.
Yeah.
And then I would have Reece Nelson.
Yep.
Eddie Nketiah.
Yep.
We've got one more to go.
Marquinhos?
Yeah, Marquinhos, I said.
Right. You agree with that team?
Yeah, exactly that.
Or do you think he might go a bit stronger?
No, I think that'd be the team that I'd play. Maybe at central defence. You remember, I don't know the young kid's name that played against Chelsea. In the,
Enraneri.
Yeah, centre half. I'd play him. Give him a go at centre half alongside.
Oh, a centre half.
Yeah. Do you remember
a 15-year-old?
No, not then. Not
he played against Frankfurt, didn't he?
Yeah, it was in
Yeah,
Frankfurt.
That wasn't
Yes, it was.
It was to Nuremberg. The Nuremberg.
Yeah, it was Nuremberg. He played against Nuremberg.
Yeah.
He played
He
really
looked
well.
all right.
Yeah, he played really well. So I can't think of his name, but he impressed me that day.
Do you think you'll go that week though?
Well, I don't think.
I mean, personally, I'm with you guys. I'd like it to be that week.
I don't want to
Because
see
I
none of.
like-
I don't want to see none of them.
No Jesus.
Who's none of them?
None of the.
You talk about the first.
I don't want
11,
to. I don't want to see.
the first
I don't
11
wanna-
started on
Raul
Chelsea.
Waters is the person.
That's him. That's him.
thanks
Well
to
done.
Alex
Who's that?
Davis,
Who said that?
Kunabi, Zachariah.
Well done. Well done. I was.
Bakari, Shaoub, Despise Simps, right?
Yeah.
All these guys, they got it right.
Yeah.
Reaction.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Like, if you've done it off your top of your head, so I applaud you. If you've googled it, even
Yeah.
better.
Ryan McKinney, by the way, Ryan McKinney says all the Premier League teams are on TV apart from Arsenal. What's going on? Because I think over being sports are showing the Tottenham game. The Tottenham playing tonight as well, aren't they?
Yeah, playing Nottingham Forest.
Nottingham Forest. Yeah,
Nottingham
Is that
Forest.
Forest?
Nottingham Forest.
Nottingham Forest.
Nottingham
Why are
Forest.
they not showing that? You know? I don't know.
Before we go on, just to say, like, a big up to Laurie, who's not been very well.
Yeah.
like,
Big
you
up
know,
to Laurie. He's not been well. You know what I mean? In hospital, but doing better today though. Doing better today. So
Yeah,
big up to Laurie.
so big up there.
And hopefully he'll be back in the studio very, very soon.
Yeah.
But Yes, it's crazy. It's crazy that you know, but you don't want to see anybody.
No, I don't want to see. I don't want to see Ramsdale. I don't want to see him on the bench.
Oh, you don't even want to see him on the bench.
No.
You don't want to have nothing on the bench.
What difference if he's on the bench?
Huh?
What difference if he's on the bench?
Because I want him up. I want him, you know, putting his feet up.
He can put his feet up on the bench.
Watching the TV. Like, is that all right?
Well, he's not going to be watching
having
it
a
on
Chinese
TV,
or something. That's what I
want
want.
to be watching it on TV.
If he's going to have a Chinese or Robin playing in the game.
Let him enjoy himself for an evening. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but he can enjoy himself watching the game. He can be involved. He can have them on the bench. Get them. Have the insurance.
Well, you know what I mean. This is my opinion. This is what I'm saying. Like, you know, I would then, I would definitely have a couple of one of the central defenders on the bench. Maybe Ben White. In the midfield, I'd have Xhaka and Odegaard on the bench, and
What about Jesus?
no,
Not even on the bench.
no.
So if we're 1-0 down with
Well,
10
he don't
minutes,
score goals anyway, so what's the point of that? Like,
yeah, but he creates them.
No, I wouldn't know. What I'm saying is, this is the time for me. If you're saying, oh, let's put Eddie, let's put Jesus on, if it's going right. No, let's have Eddie on and let Eddie go and do it. Let Eddie go and do the business.
I'll tell you one thing. Remember Wenger? These type of games he just played all kids, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
He'd like be the whole thing. Daniel Craig, by the way, says sending my prayers to Laurie. Hope he gets well soon. Also, love your guys' content. Keep it up, lads. Thank you very much, Daniel.
Thank you.
And once again, we are sending our messages to Laurie. HJW says, no joke. Sign ABBA back up in January. Scenes. You are joking, right? So we're just waiting on the team
Nothing
now.
personal, ever. Nothing
Nothing personal.
We're not
Nothing personal, mate. Nothing personal.
Yes. So the point I'm making, I think that the team we've just picked, and are we in agreement with? Did you agree with what we said, Robbie?
I am in agreement with a very weak team. I am in agreement with that. I don't want to see a strong team at all. I think the important. Obviously, I want to win tonight. We're all going to be at the game. We want to win.
Yeah.
But the most important thing about that game tonight is, you know, we want to come through that unscathed. That's the biggest one, because the big game for me is at the weekend. That's the one against Wolves. That's the one that I want to win. You know, that's the all important one. And to go into that game against Wolves, it is away from home as well. Want to go into it with our strongest possible squad. AFC Max says, I guess because the game being not televised, I guess we'll be tuning into AFTV. Okay, cool. I want us to take all competitions seriously and not just palm it off. It gives us a boost and keeps our winning going, which is very true. You want to keep the winning going for sure. 1000 Memory says Ethan Neri, maybe. I would like to see him.
I'd like to see him on the bench. I would like to see him on the bench.
I'd like to see him get on. I mean, they've been saying about. I saw Jack Wilshere the other day singing his praises. And Alexander Norp says, so in Sweden, it's the Wolves-Leeds game, Spurs game, Liverpool game, and the City. Well, where's that game? What's going on? What
there must be a reason for it then, might have, like, you know what I mean?
Well, they run out of cameras or something? We could lend them some, you know what I mean? I don't know what's going on. Also want to big up Khalid, who's in the studio, our friend all the way from Bahrain. Hope you're enjoying this English weather at the moment. But big up to Khalid all the way from Bahrain in the studio.
He's got 6 coats, 4 hats on this man. And that's inside.
Right, I'm still waiting on the starting 11 here. I'm waiting for it to drop. It hasn't dropped yet. But yeah, I want to see a week. I want us to take it serious. And actually, this again are the games where you're Eddie and Ketchers, Sambi Lokongas. These are your chances to shine. Reece Nelson.
Yeah, I agree.
If you look at, something you mentioned before, Wenger's teams, and you think back to the League Cup under him, the teams there. I mean, I wouldn't describe the team that we just named for ourselves as weak. I would say it's second string, because I think the quality that we've got now is far in excess of what Wenger used to play.
Remember, Wenger would play literally. He would
literally
put
teenagers
out a complete second team of all teenagers and that.
It wasn't even a second team. I mean, I had a look at, I think it was a game in 2009 against West Brom, and it was the third round of the League Cup. And the 3 players they had up front, I'm struggling to remember the names. I think one was called, this was a starting 11, one was called Suno, one was Traore, the other one was Watt. Do you remember?
Oh, Sanchez Watt.
Sanchez Watt.
Yeah. So those three players.
Not Tom Watt, Sanchez Watt.
So those three players started up front in 2009 under Wenger.
And we won.
I'd literally, we won 2-0.
Especially the fact that we're playing at home as well. You know. I think when you're playing at home, you know.
Do you think because I don't know if this happens. I'm not saying it does, but do you think the managers and that get together and say like, well, we're playing this weakened side, you're playing, we're playing, or do they just go? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wonder if that.
Yeah.
So
it would be interesting if Brighton play a strong team, because they have to name officially their teams at the same time. You've got to put.
So
but you're saying maybe someone gets on the phone to Brighton and says, listen, we're going to put out. What are you lot putting out? We're going to put out a weak team.
Yeah.
If you put out a weak team, we'll put out a weak team like that.
Yeah, I don't know if they would do that, or does that happen?
Can't be allowed to do that.
I don't know. Because I look at some of these games. It's like, you know, Bournemouth and say Everton yesterday both played their sort of second string teams.
Yeah. All right, I've got the team.
Right, here we go.
I've got the team. This is according to James Bench, who's normally very accurate with these things. This is the team, and it is. Hine in goal, so not Matt Turner. Hine in goal. As Matt Turner now, bear with me what I'm saying here now. Has Matt Turner been rested
For the World Cup?
For the World Cup, not because of Saturday, for the World Cup.
We shouldn't be resting our player.
No, but you know, you've got your player there. You're going to like try and. He's just coming back from injury. You're going to be like, you speak to the people in America.
This goalkeeper could come in, like, say if Turner's injured or gets injured in the World Cup or something like that, and then something happens to Ramsdale, he's in. So what give him the experience.
Let's see what he's like.
Yeah, exactly right.
All right. Hine in goal. Cedric.
Yeah, we got that right.
Saliba.
Oh.
Okay.
Holding.
Yeah.
Tierney. Vieira. El Neni. Lokonga. Marquinhos.
Brilliant.
Nketiah. And Nelson.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is the team.
Which is exactly what I said. I said we'd get at least 8.
No, you didn't exactly say that,
No, I
because you
did.
said Turner in goal. If you want to be pointing on it.
But what I said was that we would get that the Arsenal team would be predictable, and we would get at least 8. Each one of us would get at least 8 of the starting 11, which we've got. So I was correct.
Okay, let me give the Brighton one,
which is the more interesting one.
Steele. So that's a change.
That's a change.
Veltman. Dunk.
No.
Colwill, that's a change.
Yeah.
Lamptey, he hasn't been starting.
No, he hasn't been starting, no.
Gilmour, he hasn't been starting.
No, he hasn't been starting.
Caicedo, he has been.
Yeah.
March,
yes.
he
starts.
Sacramento,
yeah.
he hasn't really started.
No, in and out.
In and out. Welbeck.
In and out.
Yep.
And Enkiso.
I've never heard of him.
So that's a much change.
Oh, nice to see Danny. Nice to see.
Yeah, that's a much team. So your theory could be right, you know. When I look at their changes that they've made as well,
it's a similar amount of changes.
Yeah, your theory could be right.
I don't know, because it seems like very strange that both sort of teams set it out. So whether there's we do that, you do it, we do it.
Their bench as well. Sanchez, who's their normal goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Webster.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
Undav. Mitoma, who's what that guy was talking about. Look out for him. Ferguson. Estepan. Turns and Moran. No Trossard on the bench, right? So what does that? Is it
MacArthur? Another one that they? Who's the other one?
MacArthur. He's not on the bench either.
They got,
and the bench for Arsenal.
Right. This is interesting.
Ben White. So he won't be at home with the Chinese, like we're eating the Chinese, as he said. Thomas Partey. Gabriel Magalhaes. Martin Odegaard. Gabriel Jesus will not be at home. I can tell you officially eating a Chinese, as Lee said. He will be at the game as well. Gabriel Martinelli. Matt Turner. Granit Xhaka and Alexander Zinchenko.
So Ramsdale is not in the starting lineup, and he's not in there. So he will be having a Chinese, like, I mean, like, well done, Aaron.
That is a very, very strong bench, isn't it?
That's exactly what we want to see.
So basically,
we want insurance.
What he's done is that's an insurance policy. Is, you know, the heavy hitters are all on the bench.
Yeah.
Yep. That's good. So he's
got
the right mentality.
You know what I mean? I think that's the right way to call it. Like, you know,
I would have started Gabriel and not Saliba.
It's a bit
Because
much
the reason why I'm saying that again, because Saliba's also got the World Cup to go to. He probably start for France.
What they've been doing,
Right.
he's been very clever with that. He's been playing one week, and then the next one he's
Who
been
played in the last one?
Gabriel
in Europa League.
in the Europa League.
Right.
So he's and then the week before it was at PSV it was Saliba. So they're sort of like doing one.
Alternating.
No Saka, not even on the bench.
No, so
Completely rested.
So he's gone McDonald's.
Yeah.
I don't think Saka is at McDonald's. At least I hope not. You know what I mean? So the one of the starting lineup, Neskrick says you got one of the starting lineup, Julie.
No, I got eight.
Oh, Julie!
I got 8 of the starting lineup.
you did.
I got 8.
He actually covered himself saying one of the normal centre halves. Didn't say which one, right? If I'll be honest. And he actually said that it would be Turner in goal.
Yes, and those were the ones I got wrong.
Matt,
I've probably got 9.
Matt Kennard says,
Nine.
big up to Julian. I need him on more often. The three hairless men are great. And Behan says, would you rather win the league or the Cups treble?
Oh,
The league, man.
Yeah,
what, all three
Yeah,
cups?
all 3.
Europa League, FA
Europa
Cup.
League, EFL Cup, what we're in, and FA Cup, League Cup, and Europa League, or the league.
For me, it's the league.
League.
For me, the
What are you
league.
thinking about?
No, we've won 3 trophies. It's a nice. I know, like
Yeah,
the
but it's
league.
the
League.
league. It's the league.
The
We've
league,
not won
man.
in Europe for a very, very long while.
The league.
Yeah, but it's still the secondary.
Do you know
If it
what
was
I
a
thought
Champions League,
the
I would
other
have
day-
taken it.
The other day, right? I was
Yeah,
thinking to myself,
I
remember we used to go to games, away games, right? Or even at home games, just go stand up for the champion. Stand.
That was wonderful.
yeah,
I want to
wonderful.
sing that again, man.
Yeah.
I want to sing that again. League for me, man. Well, you take the 3 cups.
No, I'm not saying I'll take. It's made me have. It made me think for a second.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, 3 trophies, by the way, is nothing to be sniffed at. Like,
No.
you know what I mean, if I'll be
But-
honest.
1,000 Memory says Ethan and Wanieri, maybe, but he's not even in the.
Yeah, what is all that about now? Because I'm tending now to go along with what
I
Jason
said,
Cundy was saying about
And
that.
Alexander says, so in Sweden it's Wolves. Oh, yeah, I did that one already.
You know what I mean? Why bring him on in that game and then like he hasn't had a look in since?
I've got a theory around it.
What's the theory?
What's your theory, Rob?
My theory around it is he's one of the top players in that youth team. Yeah? But he's 15. When you're 16, right, that's when you sign your contract,
Right.
right? And that's when other clubs can also come and say, well, actually, instead of signing for Arsenal, why don't you come with us? We'll pay you this amount for you. We'll give you this. We'll give your mum a house. Them sort of things carry on. So maybe by playing him in that game, it's like Arsenal saying to him, listen, you stay with us. We'll give you big money and everything, but
There's a path.
yeah, there's a pathway. Go and have a taste. In a Premier League game, go and have a taste, because this will be you. This is going to be you in the future. I think it's a smart move, because I think maybe other clubs now.
Well, why aren't he on the bench tonight then?
Because he's not part of the insurance policy, and when he was brought on was in injury time when we were 3-4-0 up. So
Yeah, but he was on the bench
there was
for
Brentford
actually when the game was
yeah,
we didn't know what the score was going to be.
Yeah, but
so
we were
why is he
quite
not on the bench
because
today?
we were very short that game in the squad. There was some things going on. I forget whether there were injuries or something was going on, and we were actually quite light. So we had him on the bench, and I don't think anyone really thought he was going to get a sniff. But with a couple of minutes of injury time, it was worth bringing him on just to make a statement. It was a nice thing.
Yeah, what was that statement?
Well, the statement was that he broke a record, and it was a great thing for the.
See,
And there was no downside. We couldn't lose the game for 4-0 up in injury
No,
time.
I just think I agree with you, lot. But he's played in the Premier League and not had a sniff since. Why?
It's only
why
been a
is he
few
not
months.
on the bench today?
It's been a few months.
Noel Tolbach saying Enwaneri is not eligible, I think. I'm not sure if that's true.
What has he got? School tomorrow?
Maybe he has got school tomorrow.
He's 15. He should be at school.
He's got to be in bed by 10 o'clock.
AFC Max says, so will Saka be ordering McDonald's for AFTV since he's got the night off? Ramsdale and Saka, you make an appearance as well. Can I get a large cheeseburger meal,
Yeah,
please?
lovely, like, you know what I mean? So.
Ramsdale walks through the door with a cheeseburger meal. And John Redcorn says, call this show bro. And in brackets, he's put bald reverse Oreo.
That's nice.
That's very nice, isn't it? Thank you very much for that.
Reverse Oreo,
What's Oreo?
Oreo's like
Oreo.
the chocolate, but it's got like the dark biscuit on the inside and the white.
It's Oreo, so it's got the white bit in the inside and then the black bit on the outside, right? So it's got the chocolate bits on the outside.
Oh, right,
I'm the chocolate bit in it, the two white bits on the outside.
Yeah, so Milky Way sort of Oreo,
Clever and funny.
Clever and funny. It's about as clever as your jokes. Which ain't very good, you know what I mean?
No, which you have to write down and tell us, you know what I mean?
Just practice them, that's all.
So let me just run through it again. Let me give you guys a starting 11 again of both teams. This is the Arsenal one. It's Karl Hein in goal, Kieran Tierney, William Saliba, Eddie Nketiah, Rob Holding, Cedric, Fabio Vieira, Sambi Lokonga, Reece Nelson, Mohamed El Neni, and Marquinhos. Big game for him, Marquinhos, especially with all the talk about.
I'm looking forward to him now. I'm buzzing for that.
And the substitutes are Ben White, Thomas Partey, Gabriel, Martin Odegaard, Gabriel Jesus, Gabriel Martinelli, Matt Turner, Granit Xhaka, and Alexander Zinchenko. The Brighton team is Jason Steele, Tariq Lamptey, Dunk, Colwell, March, Welbeck, Sacramento, Enkiso, Casido, Gilmore, and Veltman. And their substitutes are their normal goalkeeper Sanchez, Webster, Gross, Undav, Mitoma, Ferguson, Estepan, Turns, and also Moran. Those are the two lineups. You can see there that both of them are much changed lineup. No Trossard or those type of players in the Brighton side. Basically, both teams have got a few first teamers in there, and I'm starting to. There's something in your theory. Yeah. There's something in your theory, Lee.
That's a good one.
There's something in your theory.
It's too much for coincidence.
I like that one.
Yeah. What's that? Super chat.
Yeah.
Let me see what it says.
That's good.
It says, Robbie, my girlfriend keeps asking me where the remote is. I tell her Arsenal. I don't know why she doesn't understand that it's on the top of the table.
Yeah.
Very smart.
Yeah, very smart.
Yeah, I like that one.
Very smart. Yeah, could be saying it.
For you, right down.
He's writing down. He's putting down his notes for his stage show next month.
One man show.
It's a one man audience for two. So it's his mum and dad that come up like that. But I've got to say this now. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it now. My second favourite player in the Arsenal team is now become, behind Martinelli. And Xhaka. I love them all, but Ben White now.
Really?
Ben White now.
Yeah,
I watched the Chelsea game the other day, and I think I'm falling in love with him, Robbie. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, he's becoming my second favourite player.
He is brilliant.
I just think he's absolutely brilliant.
He's to me, especially with the news that Reece James is definitely not going to be in the England squad. I think he has to.
I'm getting an England shirt with white on it. I'm getting it.
He has to be in it. He has to be in that squad as a right back, not even as a centre back. Juicewell says, big up for the content. How are you watching the game, Robbie? I'm going to be at the game. So that's luckily for me. That's how I'm going to be able to watch the game. But I think it is ridiculous that the game's not being shown anywhere. But listen, make sure you join us here. Right, we are going to be giving you updates. We're going to be covering it right here with our Matchday Live. The Turkish is in the building. Cecil, James, and all the guys. So make sure you check it out. We're all going to the game. We're lucky enough to get tickets. So we're going to be making our way down to the game in a minute. After the game, we'll be speaking to fans outside there as well, getting their opinions on it. So this is the second to last game before we go into the World Cup break. And of course, the big one is on Saturday when we take on Wolves away. And the team definitely reflects that with the amount of changes that have been made. But listen, should be a really interesting game. So I want to thank you, Julian. Thanks to you.
Thank you.
As well, the reverse Oreos are here, right?
It's getting some laughs. That was.
He's getting some laughs, right? And thanks to you guys. But come back with us. We're going to be back here at about 7:30, going live here on AFTV, giving you all of the updates on the match. So make sure you check it out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you very soon. Don't forget to head over to DR Sports for all your latest on the World Cup, including information on all the group stages, who's going to be the best player there. It's all there, plus all the great watch-alongs. Subscribe to DR Sports right now.